It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
What is going on, everybody? What am I up to? What's been happening? I've been working on some projects, but I haven't been working on the project. So tonight, if this stream lasts long enough, we will get at least one turnout in the approximate location of where I think this is gonna go. I'm watching my screen's off. Everything seems to be okay. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's check the poll real quick. I got a poll going. Do you ever get nervous to start a new project? We've got 25 votes, 64% saying yes, 36% saying no. Let's see who may have been the people that have been saying that. So far, joining us this evening, we've got Mr. Adam Cruz. We've got Andy Steps here, Connorell8098, Tim from CP368 Productions, Gary Creepy013, Dragon Ball Tex in the house, Glenn G is joining us, Jeff, the Railroad Enthusiast, Joey from Late Night Model Railroad, Low Country Railroads here, Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club, Roy Eltham's in the house, Steve Childers is here, Wig Wag Workshop joining us as well. Thank you for those that came early. I'm sure, well, who knows? Maybe more will join us later. Maybe they will not join us later. We'll have to see. But before we saw, Ethan's in the house too. Before we get started on the new project, let's talk about what I have gotten done, because I have actually gotten a couple things done. The first thing that you can probably see is I've got the Lego set up with some of the interior lights on. So those are up there. That is now a part of the background. The N scale and the HO scale, I separated them a little bit. The HO's now in the back and the N's now in the front, and I've got the buses that Container Man got for me up there as well. One of the projects that, if you were checking out my community page, you may have noticed a post that I made earlier today. So let's go up here. So far, nothing has come off the track, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, go check out that community post and let me know what you think. There is definitely there's definitely some overhang, definitely some track that is not on the shelf. So that's happening. That's happening. I see Frank's joining us. Tim's coming in as well. Bernard's here. A couple people coming in, checking out what we're up to tonight, making our way through things. One of my other projects is this guy right here. For people that have seen the layout design, I think I think people remember I have this peninsula. So I've got the peninsula installed. So now we can now I could start laying out what I need to lay out on that. You can see it's kind of in the middle of the room, but there's plenty of room on both sides. So, you know, we're getting there. Andy, it's not an ironing board, although it could be. Thomas is adding his third deck already. I'm still trying to work on my own. What gauge is the steam engine on? Am I running a steam engine tonight? Oh, are you talking about up there? That's coming into frame now? That's LGB, G scale up there. So yeah, up on the top, I've got G scale and O scale. So the New Hope and Ivyland train that's coming around right now, pulling all the circus cars, that's O scale. And then the G scale circus train behind it is, well, G scale. Mostly LGB stuff. There's some Bachmann cars in there as well. Lynn, I am not going to cut any pink foam tonight. So if you're looking for pink foam cutting, we're not going to get into that, but we might get into some other things. We might get into some, here's a project. And this is I was having a little bit of a technical issue with this earlier. So if it's a little glitchy, it's got a couple issues, but the Z scale is now set up. I got both tracks running. Got a train running on the inside track and making a loop. And we've got the back and forth going as well, which is the GG1 pulling some passenger cars. Rayron wants to know, this is still a thing. Yes. I'm not sure what you're talking about, what thing is a thing, but yes, it's still a thing. You can see that camera flickering. Basically what it is the computer is way over this way, and the camera is way back that way. I tried adding power and line to it, but I gotta get a different cable. It's pretty far. Z-scale trains are kind of hard to find. I really like Z-scale Monster. A guy named Anthony runs that shop, and a couple of the things I've got from him, and I might have something else coming. But, oh, do you mean, you mean when you say they're hard to find, you don't mean like they're hard to find to buy them. You mean they're hard to find because they're so small. I'm a little slow today. I gotta admit, a little slow. Let me move my ironing board, as it has now been nicknamed. Hopefully that nickname is not gonna stick, but something tells me it might. Let's see which camera we can see. Yeah, we can kind of see it from here. So a couple of the other things that oh yeah, the membership chat feature. Yes, it still exists. Still a thing. One of the other things I installed in preparation for starting to add the track is that I want to be able to, in my staging yard, my industrial area, and my main yard, to be able to turn off certain tracks. So like if I've got a DCC engine parked on one of the tracks, then I'm not going to run it. I wanted to be able to turn the track off, specifically in the staging yard, but I've also added them elsewhere. So you can see right here, I've got a bank of switches. I actually don't know if you can see them. Let's it's really dark. I didn't realize how dark it was. Can you, I don't know if you can see it. They'll light up when they're ready, but I got a bank over here. And then I don't want to turn the camera while I'm and then we got there's another bank over here. This one's for the staging yard, so there's 6 tracks in the staging yard. Yes, Lynn, it will be, while I don't have any track on it, it probably would make a good work area. The problem is I have to put the chair outside when I've got that up. So if I want to sit down, it's not a great work area. They are big switches. What they are is, what they are is they're switches that you would put in a car. So they're like 12-volt switches for a car. And I haven't actually tried them yet, so I don't really know if they're actually going to work or not. But we'll find out. Yeah, Adam, they're 100%. They're locomotive switches. So, Thomas, I am curious to know what you think about that. This is my PTZ camera. I never move it right now. It just sort of stays focused on that, but it can move. The quality's okay. It's not bad, but, you know, it is what it is. As Lynn says, it's always a trade-off. So let's see. So we got those switches in. I already talked about the trains falling off. So at this point, what I'm really doing is I'm just pushing off as far as I can push off. Me starting to work on the switches. I guess it's the SP still looks lonely. It's got Joey from Late Night says the SP looks lonely. I mean, it's pulling circus cars. It's a clown nose SP locomotive pulling clown cars. I feel like that's kind of appropriate. But yeah, definitely avoiding this project. We'll get to it. I did the time saver, right? So I know I can wire up the switches. I've used Pico code 80 switches. These are code 55, so maybe they're a little more fragile or whatever, I don't know. But the main difference, the thing that's making me nervous. Oh, Steve. The thing that's making me nervous is I've never really done anything with FlexTrack before. So my thought is they're turnouts, not switches. Is that what I'm getting in trouble for? Switches throw the turnout? Is that what I'm not allowed to call them turnouts? So they're points and they're turnouts. They're not switches. Now I want to look at the package. Let's see, what does the package say? Medium radius Y turnout. So, yep, according to Pico, they are turnouts. The track system with fine scale look, but suitable for all makes of wheels. Code 55. So I really haven't done anything with FlexTrack. So that's the part that makes me nervous, is getting into the FlexTrack. So my thought, and if someone's got a better, Tim, in real life, they're switches. And Jerry is saying the railroads call them switches. Do I need to make a poll? Maybe I should stop this poll. Okay, so 47 votes, 64% say yes, they get nervous, 36% say no. Lynn loves Flex Track. A lot of people love Flex Track, and they say it's like people like it. Uh-oh, why isn't this moving? Oh, because it's where it needs to be. People really like Flex Track. I've just never used it. I'm just not familiar with it. It's just not something I've got a lot of experience with. Only those weird people who think they model reality call them turnouts. All right. So, what do you call a switch / turnout / point? What else might they be called? Yeah, and Jerry, that's 100% what I'm worried about. I'm worried about making the connections. All right, so let's see. Switch, turnout. Is there a fourth option? Switch, turnout, point, divergence, diverging track. The points are a part of the switch, not the whole switch. There you go. Yeah, there are definitely tricks, and I just don't know what they are. Diamonds are crossovers. I do have a double slip, which is kind of a crossover-ish type of thing. Split rocks is 4 stages of track laying. Snap track, which is primarily what I do. Flex track. So there is one piece of flex track on the time saver, and it took me a while to get that cut right, but I got it. Andy says, "Get to the point." That is that's just bad. That was so terrible. I do have an NMRA track gauge, 100%, 100%. Still haven't opened a package. I know, but I haven't started yet. So switch 67%. Let's see, where are we at? So 53 or say 19 votes so far. We'll see as this changes. Nope, 20 votes now. 50% switch, 40% turnout, 10% point. So I have a Dremel all ready to go to cut the flex track. I even have like a guard and a right angle thing. Like, I'm ready to cut it with the Dremel. I didn't get the AO extra thin discs. There's some I can show people. This is what I know Split Rock 323, or now he's Split Rock, no 323. Split Rock uses these. I think other people use these as well. They're like extra thin. They're 0.009 inches thin, but I just have the regular cutting discs. They're, you know, $50 for a pack of 100. It's an investment. I do have band-aids, and I have safety glasses. Split Rock says there's no such thing as a turnout on a prototypical layout. So what do they call on prototypical layouts? Are they called switches? The Dremel discs, here we go. Thin Dremel discs cut better. I don't know if I have thin ones. I just have regular ones. Oh, so turnout could be called a junction. Well, there we go. Yeah, Steve, I might still be here for a while. I have to get a Dremel so I can add the last 2 feet to my programming track. I also have, and these are what I used. Are these them? Yeah. These are what I used for the, when I did the flex on the time saver, is I ended up just using the Xuron track cutters. What I found difficult about these track cutters is you can kind of see the angle they're on. Maybe you can see the angle they're on. And I found to get a straight cut was really hard with these, because you like had to hold them at the right angle. Whereas I feel like with a Dremel it might be a little easier, but I don't know. Just let it cut at a slow pace and don't force it, and the discs won't shatter apart. The reason I got the guard is more for these really thin, discs. You know, you're off a little bit. Yes, The rail nippers do damage it. That is true. JMRI calls them turnouts on the panel. Turnout is a civil engineering term used by railroads on design drawings and in specifications for construction of track work. What did Split Rock say earlier, though? He said there's no such thing as a turnout on a prototypical railroad. I don't know. And this is used when designing with a turnout. The term switch refers to the movable switch point rails. Turnout is a term that model railroaders came up with to avoid confusion when discussion is about electrical switches. Interesting. David says his answer to the polls all three. I have to go now. Supper is ready. Well, and this is right. You switch a turnout, so that kind of makes sense. But I mean, I'm not a prototypical model railroader. That is true, but basically, it is what you call it. I don't know. Does the NMRA debate this kind of stuff? I feel like a little bit. The NMRA just says this is what it is, and you have to accept it or not. But Z's been coming back. Z, how's the layout going? I noticed you've been back a couple for the last week or so, hanging out with us. I call them switch outs. Oh, there we go. Ethan, what is a turnout? These are turnouts. And someone mentioned that they call it a Y. This is specifically a Y, whereas this is a turnout. So I've got both. Z's been lurking. Yeah. Joey, they are an expense. I bought these. I say these in point as if you can see them. I bought these turnouts, Apple turnovers, as Andy says. I bought these as well as a box of Flex Track. I couldn't believe how expensive they were. So what I've got here is I theoretically have enough turnouts and stuff just to do the main line. Steve 87, it's not even Sidetrack Sunday and we can't even figure out how to get to the sidetrack. I gotta admit, that's pretty good. Let me, I should have opened this earlier. Let me see if I can find it though. 2022 layout ideas. Mainline only. So what I'm opening up is the drawing. Are we talking about turnouts being $20 each? Oh, yeah. A couple of these were hard to get. I had to kind of order them and wait. Ooh, 110. All right, so Dwayne's going to sleep. Remind me tomorrow. So what I've got is I bought enough turnouts to just do this section that you see right here. So the entire, I guess I should open the entire thing so you know, mainline only, that's, here we go. So this is the whole thing with the yard and everything. Zoom in a little. So that's the yard and everything. But what I've purchased, all that I've purchased right now is just the main line. So I'm not doing the whole, I didn't even buy enough to do the whole thing. I just bought enough to do the main lines, well, and the runarounds. So the main lines and the runarounds, and that's where I'm going. Boxcar Jerry, $20 each is a deal. I've seen them going for much as 50 at 50 a piece. Yeah, $20. They're like $20 at Yankee Dabbler. I'm Iron Planet Hobbies. I got all the turnouts from Iron Planet Hobbies, who, if you don't know, is a sponsor of the channel. So while I'm looking up how much they are on Iron Planet Hobbies, I'm gonna play my thank you real quick, and when I come back, I'll have Iron Planet Hobby pricing on the turnouts, just because now I'm curious. Everyone's talking about price.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Yeah, I can't get over how expensive a single piece of flex track is. But so what I have are the Pico N scale, code 55, right hand, medium radius switch turnout unifrog, left hand and right hand. So Iron Planet Hobbies, the list price is $33.74, it looks like, and they've got them for $23.92. Plus, you use the code HUMAN, you get 10% off. So that's pretty awesome. Is Bernard here? Ah, there we go. How's your head doing, Bernard? I really hope you're feeling better. Go for it, Ethan. Ask away. Ask away. The answer to that, creepy, is don't get switch machine. Yeah, this is all going to be manual throw for a while. So that's where we're at with that. So let's go back over here. So the plan is, I of course have the camera lined up where there's like nothing. I guess I need to move the camera down. Let's switch cameras for a second. You can look at the wall. Let's switch to this camera. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but what I've got is, I've got my bin of push pins and T-pins. So I'm gonna use the push pins, and I'm basically gonna just pin the turnouts in place where they need to go. And then I'll figure out where I want my frog wires and all that kind of stuff. And I'll once I Bernard, see the other Bernard. What code rel are the switches? Everything I'm doing on the expansion is code 55. The time saver is code 80. I only have, I think, 12 switch machines, and those are many years off. Yeah, the time saver has switch machines because it has to have switch machines to be able to be controlled remotely. The rest of this is going to be, at least for the foreseeable future, it's going to be switched by hand. Remember when you were told a switch would be put in relative place tonight? Yes, relative. Not push pins, thumbtacks. I don't have thumbtacks. So a thumbtack, do I have thumbtacks? A thumbtack to me doesn't have the head part. A thumbtack just has is just flat on the top. Whereas this has a thing to it. So let me let's see, if I move this over, I might actually be able to read it as we go. Okay, so here's my alignment gauges for straight track. So I'm going to start right here, and I think, so I've got one turnout here, a Y here, and a Y here. And I believe I've bought all of those. So yes, so here's a Y and a Y, a Y and a Y, and a turnout. I didn't realize these were all back to back. That might be a problem because I didn't Well, I didn't plan on cutting any flex track tonight, so we might not be cutting flex track. What about upholstery pins? I don't have upholstery pins, but they're definitely not called upholstery pins. Wigwag uses T-pins. I do have T-pins too, but I figured to keep it pushed down, that it would be better better elsewhere. So I don't know if people can see, but I've got lines basically where the ends of everything should go. So theoretically, I did not even think about, so there, I don't know if you can see those, but they've got the frog wires on them already. I didn't think about this part. I don't think I can do that part tonight. What is this? This is a right hand, which I need next. Insect pins? I haven't used those. Yeah, I'm going to use track nails eventually, but I figured I'm going to pull them out so many times between now and when I actually get to the point of fixing them for the last time that I figured I wouldn't use track nails. So that's the 3 on this side. Let me look back at this drawing real quick. So yeah, so we've got the right hand turnout here, and then 2 Ys and another right hand turnout. So now we'll go to this other side, and we got these 2 left hand turnout. Heath, do you ever think about things ahead of time for the streams? Yes. This is what I am doing exactly what I planned to do for the stream. My plan was to lay out the mainline switches, and that is exactly what I'm doing at this moment in time. And I've got the chat over here too. I can read the chat right back here. So let's go back to this camera. So now we're gonna as I knock the camera over. Now we're gonna do this turnout and this turnout, which should look something like this. I don't know who says no alignment tools. Tim doesn't. I got the alignment tools for the straight stuff because I want the straight tracks as straight as I can get them. So yes, Gary, I have both. So the turnouts are unifrogs. The Y is an electrofrog because they don't make unifrogs in Ys, and the double slip is also an electrofrog because they don't make the unifrog in that. So I got unifrogs wherever I could, and then I got the electrofrogs for the Ys and the double slip. And that's the story I am sticking to. All right. I don't know why I'm not committing and just like pinning them down, but I'm not committing. Yeah, you could use that. These were pretty cheap. Where are they? Now I can't find them. They were pretty cheap. This is the 2-foot one that I got for the staging yard to kind of keep the staging yard stuff straight. And then I've got some smaller ones. They're ribbon rail. So they're not that expensive. How big is my layout? There's a 4-foot section here. There's a 4-foot section here. There's an 8-foot section here, and then there's an 8-foot section here. So altogether, it's whatever that is, a couple feet. It's not that big. I like Fast Track Sweep 6 to align straight sections and add spiral easements on curves. Yeah. Yeah, the unifrogs replacing the old styles. They just don't have them in everything. Everything out. Yardstick ruler, but a little out of straight looks realistic. That's true too. But you know, The straighter I can make it, the better. Or at least I know, but in my world, in my OCD world, I want them to be straight. Or I mean, they're not going to be perfectly straight. I mean, let's if we look at how long the staging yard is, right? If we look at how long the staging yard is, and this is the length of the straight edge, so it's, you know, it's not going to be perfectly straight. It'll be close. Every N scale layout is the same width between the rails. That's true. I do have some caboose ground throws. I probably will go with some of them. One of the things I do like about the Pico switches is that when you're, if you're not using like a tortoise switch machine or something, they've got a little spring in them. So they do, I can't do it that way. Come on. There we go. The Pico switches actually have little springs in them, so they actually hold them. Come on. So they actually hold themselves pretty well over to the side. The springs do. So I'm not as worried about the caboose ground throws because of the way they. Bernard says, I saw an interesting article recently advocating for less than straight track to be more realistic. Yeah, again, I'm not a prototypical modeler, so I don't think I'm going to make it. So do you use loop track to come back around at the ends? Currently, this is set up as a point-to-point. There is a theoretical version of the layout that I might be able to find. Let's see. I think this is going to be it. So here's a theoretical version of the layout where I do have a runaround that goes behind the desk, and then this red section is in front of the door. But I don't. That's going to be way down the line. It's just going to be point to point for now. How wide or deep is your layout? So the time saver section is 10 inches. The section along the back wall is 12 inches. And then the peninsula and the staging yard and industry side is 8 inches. So basically, they're 8-inch shelves, 12-inch shelves, and 10-inch shelves. Springs to keep the points tight to the rails. Yes. Yeah, I'm not worried about being laser focused, but exactly. I guess I feel like if I make the straight track straight and I'm paying like attention to that, then that'll sort of like that'll feed into the curves, and I'll do the curves. How long did it take to build that layout in any rail? In any rail, this is version 28, so it took me about 28 versions. The time saver, the first time probably took me a week. The second time I built it, it probably took me 2 days. I haven't started really building this other part, so we'll find out. High Plains wants to know, is that deep enough for structures and buildings? There are two-ish sort of areas that are going to really have buildings, and the rest of it is mostly just going to be like for switching. But this area here, the area up here with this is going to be a circus scene. Let me zoom in on that so people can actually see it a little bit. So this up here is going to be a circus scene, so there is intentionally a lot of room left there. There'll probably be some little building here that's along the wharf. I'm probably going to do some background flats and stuff here for this industrial area. But I wish it wouldn't do that when it does that. But the main staging yard is primarily just going to be a yard. The time saver, I'll probably have some like docks and stuff like that, but there won't be a lot of stuff. So I love, some people say, Martin says solder your track joints. Tim says don't solder your track joints. What I will likely do is solder my track joints and then put gaps in the rails, not on curves, not on joints, if that makes sense. Maybe. Oh, Ethan, I don't use StreamYard, so unfortunately, that's not going to work. New York City water is good water. We were talking about that the other day, actually. But let's go back here. So this one's going to go here. So now I've got a couple more, and let's go over. Oh, that didn't work. We can go over here. So this is where the double slip is going, right here. And then I got, I'm confusing myself a little bit, slightly, because I'm jumping around. So that goes there. This one goes here. The double slip goes there. And then what do I have left? I've got a Y and a right. So why do I have? That was funny. Where am I missing one? Why do I have two more? I should only have, what is this guy? Let's see. Oh, no, I got 1, 2. So what is this guy? This guy is a right turnout. Medium radius turnout. Right hand. So this guy is a right hand turnout here. I'm sure I got the right number of switches. I just seem to have probably missed where I lay one out. Dwayne's going to keep his well water. Yeah, no, our reservoirs are not connected to the river. Question, can you lift up the baseboard the layout is in so you could wire the drop feeders without being under the layout? Does it lay on its side? Not anymore. I've screwed it together so that it doesn't. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I did think about it. I did think about whether I wanted to climb under it or not, and I kind of came to the conclusion that I was just going to climb under it, and that's what it's going to be. So let's turn this around. So now we're going to do these two, and then I got to figure out where that turnout goes. I'm sure that turnout goes somewhere, but I don't know where it goes. Ethan's saying, cool train layout. How many times can I vote asking for a friend? Southern Yankee trains. You can vote as many times as you want, but it'll only count once. So take that into consideration as you are voting. I think, is that a Y or is that, no, nope, that's it. Oh, this goes there. All right, so now we're going to figure out, oh yeah, here it is. Now I got to figure out where this guy goes. So that should be interesting. Maybe it'll be interesting. You're missing a three-way, yes. So if you notice on this drawing, there is no three-way. The three-way on the layout is, there are actually two three-ways. There is a three-way right here. Oh, I'm talking about my screen and I'm not showing my screen. There's one three-way right here in the yard, and then there's another three-way right here in staging. So I am doing this part of staging, not this part of staging. So I don't need any of the three-ways. Four-way, there's no four-way switch. Dwayne says that's why you cut expansion joints, but soldering flex track makes it easier to lay and keep the nice flowing turns. That's 100% why I'm gonna do it. Is I'm gonna solder it and then cut the gaps where I need to cut the gaps. Heath had quick thoughts so as not to set off the smoke alarms and sprinklers. Am I gonna add fascia at some point? What I am gonna do, or what I have ordered, is more of, I don't know if you can kind of see this black here. So I bought some that's gonna cover the lights. So next week for my stream, we'll have the lights covered there. And I'm probably just gonna do the same thing here. So it's not gonna be like a thick fascia. It's just gonna kind of cap the end of the shelf. So, yep, leave the expansion joints to the straight tracks. 100%. Just press the easy button and you'd be done. I wish I would be done already. Let's figure out. Did I mess up and order? Where am I missing a turnout? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Oh, because the one goes there that I didn't pull out, which is the other Y. I'm getting it. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Good night, Ray. Have a good night. Need some plexiglass. Hopefully on the N scale stuff, I'm not going to risk things coming off the track like I am up there. So that's definitely a concern up top, not so much a concern down here. So here's an interesting question now. On these tracks that have the extensions things, you know, the ties on top, and I need to put, I guess I just cut them off and slip them under. Dennis, that is the question that everybody has been asking tonight, and nobody has been able to figure it out yet. So if you figure it out, please let us all know. Where's the plexiglass? The plexiglass is up here. There's plexiglass here on the corners. So the theory being is if I have a string line derailment, hopefully that plexiglass up there will keep it from falling on my head, and as Dwayne says, giving me a concussion, because that would be bad. I hope at some point you do a time lapse on the evolution of your room. I'm truly amazed by your progress and how much it's changed over time. Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot. Oh, that plexiglass. It's sitting right here on my desk. Container Man is talking about some plexiglass that he sent me. If you haven't seen this yet, let's move some stuff out of the way. Move more stuff out of the way. I wasn't planning on showing this tonight, so it's taking me a second to get there, but I will get there. So Andy Estep made me my logo in these letters that he cut out for me. And what I need to make is the H to have the complete logo. So Container Man sent me this plexi to make the H out of. So it's a green plexi. So I'll use this to be the background, and then I'll probably make the H out of black so that it's the green with the black. How long have I had this train room? August 1st of 2021. So it hasn't been that long. It feels like I've not accomplished a lot, but I guess maybe I have. What does New York City water look like? I don't know what that means. Z says it's amazing what some people can do with a closet. If you're wearing your plexi glasses, you can see them. Russ, Rockin' O Railroad. Oh, so here's what I wanted to ask. I always forget to ask this, but Is there anybody on the stream that has never been on this stream before? Or maybe it's only like your second time on the stream. So I'm just curious if there are any new people around here. Yeah, Norman, I've spent a lot of time trying to get this. I've spent a lot of time trying to get this in a good place. Hold on. And I'm still working on it. I mean, I've rearranged this thing. I've rearranged this room so many times at this point that I've kind of lost track. Oh, Z-scale is so hard to get back on the track sometimes. One of the things that I'm learning about this loop that I'm not really happy with this inner loop is that there aren't any straight sections to it at all. Which means to get these trains on the track and get them coupled, I've completely messed it up. We're just going to move these over here. Second time that's derailed tonight, though. So, it is what it is. And yeah, I know it's flickering. But, all right, let's get back to this. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's been interesting. Hudson River is actually really clean. They've cleaned it up. You can go swimming in it. It's really great. Jeff, it's Jeff's second time. I've seen Jeff around a little bit in the last week or so. It's Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Caboose 121 says it's his first time. Barry Olson, third time here. Welcome. I know the people that I know some of you are not new. Russ Rockin, do you have to pay extra rent for the train room? Yes. So what this is my building has a bunch of commercial spaces and they rent them out. A lot of the people that rent them out are people in the building. This building was originally built as kind of an artist's collective, and there's still a very artistic bent to a lot of the people that are here. I mean, there's 300 apartments. So there are a lot of artists here. So people rent these spaces out to do their art in, to do other stuff. So yes. Let's see. How big is your room? It is 8 feet this way, and it is 9 feet this way, and it is 11 feet this way. So what I have done is basically tried to use the height to the best of my abilities to get more stuff in here. So that's kind of why it's higher than it is any time along. Yeah, I actually have a friend, Andy, that goes like every morning and jumps in the water right here at 104th Street and swims every morning. He does it. Roy, I don't know either. Artie, isn't it morning for you, Artie? Aren't you like just getting up? I would think you'd be awake. Jim Tedesco joining us. Let's see, who else? To the Oompa Loompa train room. Thank you, FL Rail Dog. Appreciate it. Yes, Ethan, I have a couple GG1s, and I have one of them running today. So with Human's height, he could have 2 floors. I could. I thought about making a loft. I have to fix that. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. I have to fix that. Randy, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the party. Randall says I'm never awake anymore. Yeah, the alarm goes off and I keep getting up. I don't know. So I'm thinking my plan the next plan is to basically start in this corner here. And it's probably the hardest thing I'm going to do, but I want to get this corner in here so that I can connect the time saver to this part. And I've got all the flex track and stuff. But yeah, so I want to do this and get this in, and then kind of work my way from here across. I guess I don't know. I thought I would need to pin these down. I don't know if I need to pin them down. I mean, should I be, I'm probably like in the way of the camera. Should I be pinning these down, or should I just cut the flex and then nail everything down when I nail it down? And that's another thing I want to figure out is these, the turnouts in particular, don't have any nail holes in them. There's a spot here to drill a nail hole, but there aren't really any nail holes in them. So I don't really know how people nail down their Pico turnouts. That's another thing. The high rains, do you give person tours of your layout room? I'm going to come to New York City on vacation in the immediate future. Yes, hit me up. My email is on my about page. Andy Estep has been here. Rick from totally by Fultz Bailey Railroad. I can't believe I just forgot the name of his channel. Has been here. A bunch of not a bunch of people. A couple of people have been here. So yes, let me know, and let me know when you're here. I do also have, if you don't know, I have an email list. I just started up the emails again. I had a connection problem with YouTube and the service. Just started up emails. I send out basically a weekly email. It just shows what videos I've posted, and you get a little preview of what's coming up for Trains and Tech. And but yeah, you'd always email me. Otter Creek says, do the flex first. Mini Prince says, I use a thin layer of DAP silicone. Oh, that's right. That's an interesting point, right? I could just glue them and not actually pin them. Dwayne says drill nail holes. There are holes by the spring. Oh, I see on the outside there are holes. I could use those too. One of the things I've thought is, and I like silicone. I like silicone because it's it's soft and flexible. But one of the things I thought of using is just Elmer's white glue, because you can spray it down and it's easy. It's easy to lift stuff up. Nail or pin down the regular track, because it's going to be a challenge to get the flex track where you want it. Yeah. I have a DVD. What's a DVD? I don't know what a DVD is. I use brace and bit to create holes. What I got, let's see if I can find it. What I got to make the holes in the track is this little guy here, which you just sort of, you do that, and the bit spins when you do that. And it's basically a pin vise that is, and I always forget the name, an Archimedes screw. An Archimedes screw pin vise. So I thought I would, silicone is wazzy to lift up and is sound dampening. Everything here is on a 1/2-inch cork, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, those holes are for the Pico Servo. Yeah, I probably won't be using those. Rubber cement. The only problem with visiting Heath, you won't ever be seen again. I don't have anybody buried in the basement. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You have more in the time of your layout room than what I have done in a decade. Well, I don't know if that's true, but what is the top made of? It's cork, 1/2-inch cork. And part of why I did it as cork is for the time saver, made it very easy to pin stuff down and move stuff as I need it. Oh, white glue cracks after a while and comes loose. I must be getting old. I still use DVDs. I think my girlfriend has a DVD player. Any safe hotels? Any of them. Just pick one. Any one. What's the shelf board made from? Is it protected from water soaking in? The board on this side is MDF, so not great as far as that goes. The rest of these are just the shelves you get at Home Depot. They're just, just like the regular shelves. Nothing Nothing too fancy. So those probably do better with the water than the F. Rick has shown up and has survived. Yeah, throw him in the Hudson. That'd be awesome. No, that wouldn't be awesome. Jim says, I don't glue or nail turnouts in case they have to be removed. So Jim, do you just glue or nail the flex track up to the turnouts, and then don't do the terminates? Yes, laminated melamine. There you go. Wow, a Betamax player. We had one of those as a kid. Yeah, it's not water resistant, but the cork, because I wanted to use the cork here, it's all painted. So there are seams in the cork. Actually, there's one. Yeah, where is it? There's a seam here and a seam here. I used wood filler, filled it, and then I painted it with acrylic paint. So the acrylic paint makes it water resistant. So it is water resistant. I wouldn't say that it's waterproof. I've noticed that, Tim, actually. I've noticed that you've got DVDs and stuff behind you. So Jim says yes. So Jim does not nail down or glue down his turnouts, which is probably a really smart thing to do, because my T-Track module, the turnout is all messed up and it's so like glued down that I can't get it up. So it's kind of there. Sean says, I don't either, Jim. I allow them to move freely with expansion contraction and haven't had a problem yet. That's really cool. That's interesting. I like that. I like the idea of that. So yeah. Ron Moe and Heath, I was watching a video where the guy said put the nails on the outside of the rails to keep from getting the rails out of gauge in case you put the nails in too tight. Huh. I was thinking, I mean, the nails are so huge, but in end scale, the nails are huge. I was thinking about drilling holes on the outside of the rails to put to do all the nails on the outside. So it is kind of something I was thinking about. Thomas Grassi says, what did you use to create the track layout that you have on the boards now? So what I did was I used AnyRail 6, which is my poison of choice. So I designed it in AnyRail 6, and then what I did is I printed it out, and I actually have a video on this that if you go check it out, but I printed it all out on paper, and then I used carbon paper, and I just traced over it with the carbon paper, and that's what then put the lines down here. So now I've got, so I thought I just heard something falling overhead. Everything seems to be okay. So I used the carbon paper to get the lines down. But there's a video on my channel not too long ago about it. I'm planning a trip to New Haven for pizza. Not sure how far you are from there. I'm not close. It's not close, but it's not far. Rusty doesn't glue or nail his turnouts either. That was pretty, I gotta say, if nothing else, that is worth the price of admission right there. I thought people glued all their turnouts down and then kind of added the flex, but man, I'm liking this. I'm liking this idea. Yeah, no, I am not going to be laying any track by hand Happy Valley, at least not this time around. Nails and foam, it's 1/2-inch cork, so my nails would all go into cork, so I wouldn't be, it's soft, it's flexible. I pinned down 2 inches of flex track before the turnouts. Only my helix is hot glued. Everything else is nailed. A lot of people say that when they retire. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm a little afraid. Tim says track spice will be used until ballast is down, then removed. Glue ballast is enough to hold down the track. That's an interesting idea too, would be to pull the nails up. Notice how bad the tracing is. I like straight lines, forget about it. Forget about it. Gary, Creepy013, I have a totally portable layout. I'm continuing to put down track and then pulling it back up again. Gary, didn't you just redesign it? I thought you had a design you were building off of. Randall says, I don't use glue or nails, just laid 2 loops of track and turned the trains loose. That's what I got going up here. Is just 2 loops of track. It's just sitting there. I do have 1 piece of tape holding it down because it wasn't laying flat, but yeah. James, how's it going? Have you found a new place? And James says he's busy. Yeah, turnouts are finicky. The thing that really makes me nervous about turnouts is ballasting them. So, second section is live if people want to head over there. I'll probably hang out for a little bit longer as people are still here and asking questions. You know, I'm up for answering some questions about what the heck was I thinking. But yeah, I like, you know, you can see I've got the yard all, you know, the yard's all drawn out. All I got to do is get all the turnouts, lay it all out, and cut all the flex track. Make it happen. James says he glued his track and turnouts. Dave P is in the house. Russ rockin' ORR. Russ, are you O scale though? And the reason why I say though is with N scale, I feel like everything is so light that it takes a little bit of, you know, whatever. So that's why I feel like I tack it down. But like the O scale and the G scale that are up over my head, none of that's nailed down. That's all just sitting up there. So Adam's moving in August. No nail holes in flex track. Yeah, I would drill the holes is what I would do. Although I might, you know, I do I don't know that I'll use either of these. One of these is a metal, silicone metal, but I've used silicone before for laying the tracks down, and it works pretty well. So it's pretty good. What is the backdrop on the Z scale? Somebody finally noticed. It is from Kibri, Kibri. It was like $5 on eBay from Trains, of course, and I wanted something cheap. I do have. Let's see if you can kind of see it. Right back here is the PGH Train Fanatic background flat. So I do have one of those in Z scale, and the rest of that's just a cheap little drop that I put up. James used weld bond glue. That sounds like a permanent solution. No glue on turnouts. Ever have an issue, you can remove them. Boy, this is really really enlightening. Double-sided tape for Unitrack. See, I didn't actually. I used some silicone for Unitrack for the T-Track modules, just because I was going to pick them up and move them. And yeah, Dad and Nathan Armitage hanging out with us tonight. Unless I get a full-time job or my handyman work picks up. Yeah, yeah, understand. Yes, Dennis, the operations theory of my layout and of what I'm doing is that there'll be 3 operators, engineer / conductor combined people. So it'll be 1 person remotely operating the time saver. There will be 1 person that is, I don't know if you saw this, Dennis, I've got my, what some people are calling the ironing board, but this is going to be my water scene, or my, what do you call it, my transfer bridge. So 1 person can be on, let's see if I change to this, if this makes it a little better. 1 person will be operating here, and they'll be responsible for this main yard and probably the float bridge a little bit. We'll have 1 person remotely on the time saver. So the person in the yard will send trains out to the time saver. And then there'll be another person operating over on this side, which will be for this industry and for getting trains in and out of staging. So I'm thinking about a 3-person operation. Yeah, Atlas Flex Track is very different. I think I have. So this is going to be hard to show, but maybe you can see it. The tie spacing on the Atlas is very different. Is much tighter. Probably more prototypical actually, but yeah, this is the Atlas here, and this is the Pico. So they're very different. No nails with concrete ties. I used all wood ties, not that I really have an era, but Norman says, so Heath, now that you found out you don't need your turnouts down, will this be finished before the next show? 100%, Norman. Come back next week. We'll be operating trains. It'll be like a full-on operating session. Hey, that kind of looks like my backdrop, only better. Which does the... That one looks like your backdrop up there? Dennis, yeah, Dennis has better backdrops. So, Weld Bond is the best glue. I've done tests. James says it removes easily. Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be awesome. John Train BFGR says, just lay the track on the stone row bed and put fine chipped stone on it to hold it in place. This works best outside. Yes, with your G-scale layout. Martin's got an 8-track. I don't know if we're still talking about DVDs and stuff. There's double-sided tape I got from Amazon. Holds cork great. I'll just share this. This is a package of double-sided tape that I got. It comes in all sorts of different thicknesses. So I got it, you know, in a bunch of different thicknesses. And I've been using this for sticking down various things. And it's been a nice little package that I got off of Amazon. Rick, are you going to come up here next week and we can do a little operation sessions? FL Railroad Dog, what camera system do I use? How much detail? How much detail do you want? I am using OBS, Open Broadcasting Studio, or whatever it's called. It's a free production studio. That's my camera switcher. So that's what that's the software that I'm running that allows me to switch from all the different camera angles. The physical buttons that I'm using to do it are on a Stream Deck, and then I got a bunch of cameras. I've got these $200 camcorders, which have been just absolutely fantastic. I've got a GoPro. That's a GoPro up there. That's a webcam. That's also a webcam. What else do I have? That's a Canon camera, and the overhead one's a Canon camera as well. So I've got kind of a mishmash of things out here. So slight difference between tie spacing between UK and US. That's why it's different. So you think that the reason this is different is because Atlas tie spacing is tighter than Pico tight space because of interesting. So one thing that is interesting though too is, and I don't have a comparison unfortunately, Atlas set track has the same tie spacing as the Pico, but the Atlas flex track has tighter tie spacing. Go riddle me that. Ken Amos says, I use a small bead of caulk flattened down with a putty knife and set track in it. Can be easily removed for making track changes if need be. You know, the more I'm thinking about this, I'll either use caulk or I'll probably use a silicone caulk. I guess they're the same thing. I might just be using this for the track. I'll use the pins that I have, you know, to hold it in place while it's drying. but I might just do that instead. So it's easier. Anthony Dodge also uses Open Broadcaster software. So double-sided carpet tape is very sticky. Yeah, I don't know that I would use, I don't know that I would use carpet tape for laying down my track, but I mean, I guess you could. No reason not to if your track's big enough. Heath, maybe add a topic on Discord about this subject, about laying track. Would that be on the workbench or model railroad, maybe? I mean, I guess, we're always off topic on my Discord. If people don't know, I've got a Discord. If you go look in the description below, you can find the link. I'll post the link right now in chat as also. So that's Discord. That's my Discord, or our Discord for the model citizens. So come check that out. Yeah, Rick uses OBS also. I do. I really like it. I really like it. I have not been to the Chicagoland Railroad. The different thicknesses of two-sided tape will make it easy to super elevate curves as needed. There you go. Use the tape for woodworking. Yep. Wigwag, Steven, I've been asking a lot of questions too. Thanks for helping me get started. Of course. Yeah, one of the things I found interesting about the Discord channel is that people are actually showing projects and stuff. It's been really cool. See some of the progress. Tim joined recently, 3P68, and he's been just doing some digital stuff that's been really cool. Adam's been doing a bunch of stuff on there. Cameron Caboose 121. So there's some really interesting projects happening, as well as video. People are doing video. I'm sure I forgot somebody. I apologize, but Pico has been doing bullhead spacing. That's why it's spaced out more. What did I start asking a long time ago, asking questions? Bernard says that's the way to go. Silicone, spread it out, get the old putty knife out. Let's see, where do I get my little putty knife out? My little flexible, this one's flexible. Spread that silicone out nice and thin. The other thing that I did wrong previously when using silicone is using too much and then it was too thick. And the track didn't lay down, and when I pushed the track in, it kind of like poked up. So yeah, it wasn't as good. Jeff, the railroad enthusiast, I just rode in the engineer seat of the new Norfolk Southern Horseshoe Curve game. Is that what is that a part of like trains, or what is that a part of? Oh, the chat just no streaming. Use latex caulk, Keith. Glues for ballast. Doesn't stick to sill. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I wouldn't have known that. I've used gray silicone in the past to cover holes in it. Used gray silicone in the past and it works to cover holes in your ballast. It's half-inch cork. It's half-inch cork over the... I love when things like stop overhead. Makes you kind of nervous. Uh-oh. The G-scale train seems to be caught on something. It's half-inch cork on top of the shelf. So this, I don't know where I just got this on Amazon, but because of the small area that I have, it works well just to cork the whole thing. I'm not going to add road bed under my main line. There's just too much track work for it to do that transition, so it's all just going to be on one level. Yeah, I don't know that I've never seen it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, on topic. Yeah, we don't do on topic. OBS and Liorn board have made a world of difference. That's what Rick uses to control his streams. It does. It makes a huge difference. The Stream Deck's been great, but it's a piece of hardware. If you already have an iPad, just use something like Liorn board or something. Any of my tracks are nailed or glued. The Time Saver tracks are all nailed, but that's all that's nailed, and nothing is glued. It's all just nailed. You do projects on Discord, at least you used to. Container Man, if you do it quick enough, use the silicone has a glue for your ballast. Yes, you could do that too. And I saw somebody do this and I thought it was a great idea. I apologize, I don't know who to give the credit to, but what they did is they put a piece of, take your Turnout, on the bottom side, put a piece of tape on it, flip it over, put your ballast on it. The ballast will only stick to the tape. You can dump it out, and then when you go to spray it down, the ballast will only be on the tape, and you can spray that and then take the tape off the back, and you've ballasted your Turnout, and it's all good. Am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. Are we glitching or something? Because I feel like the chat sort of stops for a while, and then all of a sudden it like shot up. But yeah, I don't remember where that idea came from, but I thought it was really great because, you know, like to get the ballast around the ends of the points, but not get it actually in the points. I thought that was a pretty smart way of doing it by using the sticky part of the tape on the back. So I may try that. Maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do. I do think one of the things I want to do is not ballast anything for a while. I think I'm going to lay all the track, you know, solder the flex track like we talked about to eliminate any kinks and stuff like that. But I don't think I'm going to do any ballast for a while, just to kind of run things and see how it goes. Adam Cruz says, try with a scrap turnout. What do you think? I just have scrap turnouts lying around? I don't know. I do actually have a bunch of Atlas turnouts that I could probably do it with, but who knows? Thank you, Edward. Yeah, everything says it's okay on my end, but who knows? Ask away, Ethan. Ask away. Yeah, testing the track for a while before ballasting is best practice. I'm just so I get impatient sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I do think it's. Oh, Ethan said turnout, which reminded me. So let's see. GFW trains. I don't think you've seen this yet. Have you seen my O scale? That's my New Hope and Ivyland locomotive pulling my circus train. At least no echo, echo, echo. Oh, I've done the echo thing. Oh, I've done that. You're supposed to run trains for 6 months to 1 year before gluing anything down. Yeah, I know. Do you really need ballast? You don't need ballast unless you want to scenic your stuff, and that's it is funny, right? I mean, turnouts, especially just like your basic right and left hand turnouts, are hard to do it. Ken Amos Jr. from BNO 51 says, I ran my layout for 1.5 years before I ballasted anything. And I hate ballasting, so I might just do that. I do want to get the track. I want to get the main line down. I want to get as much as possible working with the electronics of things. And when I say electronics of things, I'm talking about like making sure the frogs are working, eliminate any dead spots, get my switches working to turn off the staging tracks, and that kind of stuff before I do any scenery. I think before I was all about like making a loop and running trains, and I thought that what I really wanted to do to run the trains was, you know, have them go. What train's off the track? Have them go in. If they're going in circles, I wanted them to go through scenery. So I did the scenery pretty quickly. But now that I'm switching more to operations, where the running of the trains is more important, I definitely feel like I'm going to take more time to get the track work right. And I think that's why I've been pretty nervous to get started on the track work, is because I've realized just how important the track work really is. And, you know, just getting these things out of the packages and getting them laid down, I think is a good start. So we're getting somewhere, and more things are going to be coming soon. More projects kind of around, but also we're gonna make this layout happen. We're gonna get operations going in this small space, because you know that's what it's about, right? Model railroading, doing our thing, having our different sort of trains running, and it's a lot of fun. Stephanie, thanks for coming. Thanks everyone for coming. And from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.